I didn't think this was going to run this long. I can't believe this economy is just screwed up. To start this hour off is going to be Penny in Austin, Texas. Hi, Penny. How are you?
Hi, Dave. I'm doing great. It's an honor to speak with you.
You too. What's up?
So my question, well, I'll start with my business. So my husband and I own a small branding agency that specializes in luxury hotels and multifamily. We'll start our 15th year in November. We have 15 employees. Last year, we did about $2 million in revenue. We're forecasted to be down about 1.75 this year.
Down to 1.75 or down 1.75?
To 1.75.
Okay, so you're talking about a 10% drop. Okay, I feel better.
Yes.
I was about to lay everybody off. Okay, all right.
Exactly. So my question is about just weathering this economy. And, right now I have basically no margin because employees now cost more, but my clients' budgets haven't increased. So I'm kind of losing my margin. And how long do we kind of settle with weathering this economy before we start to make larger business moves to get the margin back in place?
Well, I think what you have to ascertain is what you're working with something that snaps back, or is this a permanent shift when you say, in quotes, this economy? So you're dealing with multifamily and boutique hotels, correct?
Yes, not just boutique. Some of them are larger brands as well.
So and you're helping them with their branding.
Yes, so the brand strategy, how to get their ROI up, how to get a higher, room cost, and then multifamily is basically apartments. So developing the strategy behind leasing apartments.
And you've been doing this for how long?
15 years.
Okay, so which of these two areas are down? Both of them?
Multifamily is definitely down. I would say larger than hotels. Multifamily, it's just right now, they've had the increase in rents and people are not leasing like they once did. They're kind of combining households in a way. So we're seeing kind of the apartment developments really go down on their marketing budgets.
Okay. Overall. And what percentage of your client base or of your revenue is apartment versus hotel?
There's an ebb and flow to it. Right now, I would say it's probably 30%, but it can go up and completely reverse and be opposite on different years.
Okay. So if the increase in rents are driving people out of the multifamilies, is your supposition, thus their rent base is down, and because they increased rents, and now their rent base is down, the revenues are down, and so they're cutting their budget. So that is what you said, right?
Correct.
Okay, so if the real estate market starts booming again next spring, which is far from that right now, does that correct this?
It does.
Why? Because the rents don't come down.
Yeah, but their budgets come up.
Why?
And I do think, they'll do promotional to fill their occupancy, and they'll bring their costs down, even though it doesn't look like it on a month-to-month basis. They'll do, 2 months free with a new lease signing and that kind of stuff. So
why are they not doing that now?
They are starting to do that now.
Okay, so this is a temporary downturn.
I hope so.
Okay, all right. Well, Henry Cloud, my buddy, in his book, Necessary Endings, and I have to look at this with business units here, product lines, actual individual products and things like that, is when you lose hope in something, getting better is when you end it. That's what I'm asking these questions, okay? And I haven't lost hope in this getting better based on the description you gave to me. I'm not an expert, you are, but the way you described it to me, this probably heals itself in the next 12 months.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
Well, I've just been saying that for 6 to 9 months.
Yeah,
already.
me
So I'm
too.
like,
Yeah,
oh,
I agree with you. Because, I mean, like, for instance, we've got the real estate, Ramsey Trusted Real Estate Agents, right? We got 2,000 or 3,000 of them around the nation, and we send them leads. That business unit is down because the number of people going through to buy houses right now is down.
right.
And we keep going, well, next quarter, this is probably going to turn. We got an election year. Maybe it's going to turn. Oh, we got to,
Yep.
and then maybe spring it'll turn. And when these interest rates, and we keep looking at it going, but I do know, I'm not going to end that business unit just because profits are down and revenues are down in that business unit over 3 years ago, because I have not lost hope in it coming back. Because as soon as the real estate market comes back, Ramsey Trusted is it booms like crazy, right?
Correct.
So I'm looking at it too through that lens. But yeah, I've kind of missed my real estate predictions like consecutively 2 years in a row. I didn't think this was going to run this long. I can't believe this economy is just screwed up. But it is. It's sitting in the doldrums, the real estate market anyway. But it's good if you're an individual out there. It's a good time to buy. If you're an individual out there, it's a great time to sell. I got a property for sale right now, and it's going to go great. I mean, but it's just there's not 83 people looking now. There's 8, that kind of thing. So what we're discussing here is when this is going to bounce back, and I don't think it's 5 years. I think it may not be 5 days. I think it's going to be 5 months or more. Don't you?
I keep hearing everything about, Q1 2025, we'll see it open up. And the way things run from our business cycle is all the budgeting is kind of done right now, especially for our hotels. And so we're seeing a little bit more traction than normal. So
but let me tell you, if those hotels stack full and those apartments start renting like crazy because the market picks back up, you can go back to them and they're going to have an influx of cash that wasn't in their budget.
Right.
And they can sign up mid-year. They don't they don't only have one time a year they can sign up for your program.
Right.
If they're sitting on cash, you go, hey guys, the sun is back out. Let's make some hay. I can show you how to do that. Make hay while the sun shines. You know the saying, right? And so we're going to, you can reactivate that if you haven't run out of emotional steam to do it. And
that's kind of where
the thing those of us fight is we get weary as we wait on some of these things that are outside of our control. And don't let that weariness confuse you with, let's pretend instead that you were brand new and you said, I'm going to start a branding company in Austin, freaking Texas, which is on fire, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. All that's great. And you'd have all this excitement right now in spite of the fact that there's kind of some black clouds over those two particular areas at the moment. But black clouds are followed by sunshine. I think you're hanging on, but you need to manage your attitude in the process. I have to do that too, by the way. I get mad. You know what I mean? It's like, dadgummit! So, yeah, you got to manage your attitude in the process of fighting through these things. It's like fighting through the pandemic or fighting through this doldrums of the market. Now, I will tell you this. One other thing that is bouncing around in my head since I got on the phone with you is, if I'm you, I'm probably also using this to say, I need to be in some complementary businesses, meaning that are inverse of this, that are booming right now and that might be down when this is booming. You have two product lines that ride the same axis. And so you're always going to ride the up axis and the down axis on this one thing because your product line isn't well diversified. So if I'm you, I'm trying to have some things that are recession proof. Whatever. What are the types of branding you can do? Maybe it's individuals with Airbnb. What is it? I don't have any idea. But I mean, obviously, you've got to do something to do with rooms. You're good at filling up rooms and pieces of real estate. So, what can I get into that? Maybe banks need to move their real estate owned portfolio off the books in down times, and you can help them with the brand strategy on that. Banks have never been known to be good at brand anything or marketing anything except selling debt. So, I don't know. If I'm you, I'm looking to use this ouchie moment as a reason to have some other product lines that utilize our same talents and skills. that are a little bit off the same axis. That's the only thing I'm seeing. That's not a huge criticism. That's 10% of this phone call. 90% of this phone call is, I think you're okay, hang on. I'm okay, I'm hanging on. And I got to watch my attitude in the process. That's 90% of this. That's how I'm going with this. Hey, you're a stud. Way to go, Penny. Proud of you. $2 million business, Austin, Texas, self-employed, 15 team members. You are living the dream. Remember that. This is the EntreLeadership Podcast.